Last Saturday, Copenhagen was the victim of terrorism attacks. The police have identified 22-year-old Omar El Hussein as the man responsible for the two shootings. Many are saying these attacks were inspired by the Charlie Hebdo attacks that happened over a month ago in Paris. Our reporter Fanny Ebag is here with us today to speak more about the situation. Hi, Fanny.
Hi, Daniele. So as you know, the first shooting happened Saturday afternoon around 4 p.m. at an arts cafe that was holding a free speech debate. And then on Sunday morning around 1 a.m., the shooter was seen opening fire at the main synagogue in Copenhagen. At 5 a.m., the police apprehended him as he was returning home, and he was shot dead after he opened fire on them. These attacks are very similar to the ones in Paris.
So what is different about this attack?
Well, they're still considered terrorist attacks. However, what's different in this case is how the Danish Prime Minister Helle Thorning-Schmidt handled the situation. So in Paris attacks, for example, French President François Hollande clearly stated that the attacks were not to be linked with the Muslim religion, but that they would fight back and respond with force. Now look at here with the new anti-terror bill that was introduced by Prime Minister Stephen Harper following the terrorist attack in Ottawa last year. The new bill contains a variety of increased powers for the Canadian Security Intelligence Services. They can now arrest someone if they think that person may carry out a terrorist attack and detain them for 7 days. It seems like these leaders are taking the acts of a few extremists as a legitimate reason to attack other countries. In the case of Prime Minister Thorning-Schmidt, she handled it with grace. She did not blame any particular religious group for these attacks. This is an excerpt of a speech she gave after the attacks.
And I want to underline that this is not a conflict between Islam and the West. This is not a conflict between Muslims and non-Muslims. This is a conflict between the core values of our society and violent extremists. Collectively and united, we will remain who we are.
So in my opinion, I think many leaders of the world should take notes of the lack of accusation in this address.
Thank you, Fanny. That was our reporter, Fanny Ebag.
Remember, the magic will only last so long. At the last stroke of midnight, the spells will be broken, and all will return to what it was before.
Talking about endings, they aren't all sad. Some of them are even happy, like Disney movies and their happy endings. Last weekend marked the premiere debut of the new live-action Cinderella movie, and its box office results are worthy of a fairy tale, with an estimated 132.5 million worldwide. Cinderella is now part of a growing Hollywood trend, transforming old animated Disney movies into live-action ones. At first, I was skeptical. I mean, the Disney princesses are a huge part of my growing up, and as terrible as the animation was back then, I still somehow believe these movies are historical and shouldn't be touched, like ever. To be honest, I'm a die-hard fan of Beauty and the Beast, but Cinderella comes as a close second. So when they attempted to revive the story in 1998 with the movie Ever After, A Cinderella Story, with Drew Barrymore as a live version of Cinderella, I was already planning my funeral clothes. First, I'm not a huge fan of Barrymore. I mean, she was cute in E.T. and all, then she got annoying real quick. And second, how were they going to make a pumpkin turn into a beautiful chariot without the special effects of that time, making it look super cheesy? To my surprise, and probably everyone else's, the movie was unexpectedly good. There were no real magic trick, and it was just a good human story. Every other attempt after that was a complete failure. I mean, remember that Hilary Duff one or the one with Selena Gomez? However, this one looks promising. I haven't seen it, and I'll probably go Cheapy Tuesday on it, but the costumes look pretty and the sets are majestic. They keep it close to the original one, and I think this is what we're all expecting when they remake movies like this, that they add new and original stuff while keeping it classic. I'm hoping this new trend will spark the interest of new generations of kids in classic movies like this one. Because let's be honest, unrealistic happy endings expectations are a part of every little girl's childhood.